And what's up everyone, watch this video and welcome back to the journey through Wool Robots. And today guys, I want to show you the production workshop in Wool Robots. I want to show you how to use it and what it is used for. So if you're new to the production workshop, you just got it and you have no idea what it does, and I'm going to show you here today, right in this video. And I'll show you everything that you need to know to use it very well. So let's go into the workshop right now. As you can see, I'm producing a scatter weapon. I'm over halfway done, and I'm going to stop producing some of them for the purpose of this video so I can show you how I produce them. So that's why I deleted some of the boxes. And let me just show you the first. So first off, the production workshop is basically where you can produce components in order to get weapons and robots in the game. For example, I got lots of weapons and robots in my own hangar from the production workshop there, as you saw. And yeah, so this is where all the components are. You tap on there and you can see all the components that you have. You can see all your robot components and all your weapon components, and also all your mothership components as well, which has just been added to the game, which wasn't a feature before, but now it is, luckily. And yeah, but something I want to point out for you guys, the newer robots in the game you can't produce. For example, the Orochi, you can't produce components for it because it is still new in the game, and it won't let you. And also the Demeter as well, won't let me produce because it is a really newer robot. And yeah, and the same goes for weapons as well. You can't produce newer weapons. But the Nightingale, however, is a very old robot, so the game allows you to produce it because it is very old and it's not really not worth that much anymore. So that is producible. And yeah, as I said before, the same goes for the weapons as well. For example, the new toxic weapon, I tapped on it and it would take me to the chest. So I can't produce the toxic weapons. But a Rhyme, for example, is an old weapon, and I can produce it. I could either buy it with gold, but it costs a lot of gold to produce. So if you have enough gold and you really want it that bad, you can buy it with gold and it comes instantly. Or if you have a little bit more patience and enough silver, you can produce it in the workshop. So you find it here, and you start producing it. You can produce 60 components per box as well, and it takes 24 hours to produce. And after that 24 hours is done, you can then press collect, and then you get 60 more components to add up to 10,000. And once you collect 10,000 components, you get the item you're looking for. For example, it also works for robots as well. The Scorpion, I'm producing components right now for the Scorpion. And you can also produce different weapons and robots at the same time. For example, I'm producing Scatter, Scorpion, and Leech all at the same time. But it would take more time for them to get up to 10,000 because I'm not using as many boxes to produce them, if you know what I mean. So the more weapons that you produce, then the more quickly you can get that weapon. And another thing I want to show you guys is the 1 day or 3 day times. So if you went with the 1 day time, you produce 60 components per day, and you have to pay 150,000 silver per day. But for the 3 day, you get more components, but it takes longer for them to produce. I would personally go with the 1 day ones, guys, because you save a lot of gold. And yeah, but okay, so if you guys go for the 3 day one, the 3 day one is more likely for the War Robots players that only come on certain days, if they don't go in every day. But if you're a player that comes in and plays the game every single day, then the 1 day options for you. If you do the 1 day ones, you can save a lot of silver and a lot of time doing it, and you also get more components if you do it day by day. But if you're a player that hardly comes in the game as much, I would highly recommend doing the 3 day one. But again, the 1 day one saves you gold and gets you more components. So 1 day one is a better option for those really determined War Robots players. For example, the 1 day ones, they only have oh my god, you only have to pay 150,000 for it. And the same goes for robots as well. The 3 day ones cost more gold, but more silver, but you get more components for them. but the 1-day ones, you get less components. But if you're a player that comes in the game or every day, again, I would go for the 1-day ones because it saves you lots of silver. But if you're going on, for example, a 3-day holiday or something and you can't access your account while you're away, then I'll recommend doing the 3-day one because it can produce lots of components while you're gone. But when you're at home and you can use it every single day of the game, I'll do the 1-day ones. So that's the difference between them two. And yeah, and also different robots are worth different silver amounts as well. So the better equipment is also worth more gold and more silver as well. So yeah, that's what to look out for as well. But yeah, I'm producing scatter. I'm producing the scatter weapon right now in my workshop. And also, the new thing I want to show you guys is the conversions. For example, if I really want some scatter components, I could easily go atomizer to scatter. And as you can see, if I turn this little knob thing, it takes away atomizer components from my workshop, but it gives me scatter components. But as you guys can see, it costs a lot of silver to do this, and you also lose lots of atomizer components as well. So if you need to produce like 600 components or 500 components, I would use this, but anything over 1,000, I would just have a little more patience and just keep producing them. So as you can see, it costs a lot of silver, and you lose your components as well doing it. So yeah, that's the conversion button for you guys who don't know. And the same goes for robots as well. So if I want to get rid of Nightingale components in order to get Hawk components, I can do that, but it still costs a lot of silver to do so. And you also lose a lot more components than you gain as well, so that's also something to look out for. For example, I only get 750 components from 1,000 Nightingale components. So that's also something to look for as well. And you can't, another thing guys, you can't produce from robots to weapons as well. See here, I can only converge weapons, and I can't convert a robot component to a weapon component. It doesn't work like that. So you can only conversion robot components at a time or weapon components at a time. And yeah, and also as you can see in the top corner, in the top of the screen, I have workshop levels. When you first get the workshop, you'll only have one box to produce components, but as you level up, you'll get more and more boxes to produce more components at a time. So that's something to see as well. And you can't have more than 6 going at a time. 6 is the maximum you can have going. And once you start to get more levels, then once you pass more levels in the production workshop, you will get silver every time you complete a level. And yeah, and that basically it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned a lot from it, and I'll see you in the next one guys. Goodbye.